Hey everyone. You know what I like to do right before New Year's? I like to look at some baseball cards. I got a bunch of new stuff in, a couple of gifts for the holidays, and rather than doing a video, I thought I'd just go live with a few friends and show them. I've been a little needy because I've been really busy at work and haven't had the time to get into the cards like I really want. And did a live session last night with Big Collectibles and Fast ADP. That was a lot of fun. And now I got the bug to talk some cards. So we'll give a few minutes for some people to join and for my guests to arrive. Gonna have to break down and wear my glasses so I can see. Mike Armstrong, what's up? Caught looking with Mike Armstrong. Check his channel out. So I'm so excited to get those cards you sent me. Fantastic. Oop, got somebody waiting here. James, what's up, my
How
man?
you doing?
Been a while since
How's
I've
everything?
seen you.
I know. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to you, and Happy Holidays to everybody out there.
Right.
So I got this special card in the mail. Do you recognize it?
I had to put some glasses on here. It
It's
looks
from a
familiar.
fellow YouTuber. Who's it from? A guy named James Elite Hunters. Got me some Pittsburgh Pirate cards. James, thanks so much. Look at that. Good hitter. What year did he win the batting title?
Who's this?
1968,
Who's this?
69? Matty
Wait,
Alou.
which one you're showing here?
Matty Alou.
Oh, I'll let you say that one. I'm not a Pittsburgh aficionado like you are.
Yeah, and then we have my pirate Luke Walker there. Got those leader cards, ERA leaders. And this is what I was talking about earlier. One of the two, Starjo and Clendenin. And they
You
were
were
on a
just telling me
66
about them.
card. Yeah, so Don Clendenin ended up being, I guess, traded twice in 69 and ended up being the MVP of the Miracle Mets.
Well,
And
boo.
Dick Grote, I mean.
Yeah, that's
1960 MVP, right?
that's his MVP year card.
Awesome. Love the 60s. And my man Manny Sanguillen, and the other Manny Moda.
Do you have
And
any of
this,
those cards or all of them?
I have, I don't know if I have them all. I gotta check. But a lot of my older cards, are in lesser condition from when I was a kid. So it's always nice to upgrade them as I go if I can. And this is awesome, and I definitely don't have this. But this is a great Heath Miller.
I had
I
to
really
do it
like
up for your
this.
Steelers. That's
Yeah,
his
James.
rookie, I believe.
Oh, is it? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a college uniform, but these die cuts. This is numbered, right?
I don't think it's numbered. I think it's just a die cut. If it is numbered, I don't remember. I've
Yeah,
had that in my PC for a while.
some of them are numbered and some aren't. I have the LeBron James rookie that's this die cut, but they're definitely short prints. Definitely.
Right. And I figured it'd be a better home with you than my home.
No, I love this. Heath Miller was just a beast. He's beloved in Pittsburgh. Just such a great tight end.
And now
We
you
have
like the new
Reese
guy.
ND Card Ranger. What's up, my man? I gotta get out to Philadelphia. I want to see Sean Tiford. I want to see Ray from Philly. I want to see Reese and Hardball Crazy. What's up?
So what's up? What else did you get for the holidays?
Yeah, I got some. I got Well, Lou sent us these. I mean, this is just the best.
I
The
I
Three
have his
Wise Men.
package too. I was hoping he'd get on with us because I want to thank him in person. But
He brought me mine live, in person.
I was upset though. He didn't sign it because I might send these over to you so you could sign your under your name. I'll sign mine, and then he could sign his.
We'll have a triple signed one of one.
Exactly.
We'll only do one.
But I was upset he didn't sign it. I was like, what happened? You dropped the ball here.
And then we have NY Yanks fan 7. Welcome. So you know
Vince.
what? I gave Lou my autographed white glove, and he left it here. He didn't take it home. Should I be offended? I mean, I even signed it. 2020 Hall of Fame.
He must have been overwhelmed with the room.
I don't know. I don't know. He didn't. He really didn't delve into my stuff like I thought he would. I was showing him some stuff, and all my good stuff is tucked away in boxes, and he just basically looked on the surface. He didn't really delve into much. I was a little surprised at that, but I got a couple cool things here, James. I thought I'd show them live. Um, Number one, I got this press photo um, from the 1981 for the 1981 Orange Bowl. I don't usually
Wow.
get things like this, but I'll read it. This is from Miami for the newspaper, and it says, "If you hit 41 homers last year, then you'd be Reggie Jackson of the New York Yankees, and you'd be standing with former Houston Rockets forward Rick Barry, with the Orange Bowl queen Donna Reed in her court. The Beauties were at the taping of the Superstars on Key Biscayne to remind everyone that the Orange Bowl is January 1. The Superstars will air January through March, and it says Metro Dade tourism photo. But
Nice.
what's interesting is Reggie Jackson was not a small man. Look at Rick Barry just like tower over him. Because
Right.
when you look at old film of Rick Barry, he doesn't look, he didn't look that tall next to all the basketball players. But next to Reggie, he looks like real tall.
Well, how tall was Reggie? Like 5'11", I think.
Yeah, I don't know, and he certainly probably looked bigger than he was because he played so big and he was so he was strong and hit those monster home runs and everything.
Right. Rick Barry, what was he, like 6'4", maybe 6'6" something, 6'3"?
Yeah, I don't know. I have to look it up. And so you saw I just did the video on these Rawlings sporting goods.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
First time I've ever seen this. And speaking of Reggie, here he is. They don't list his stats though, so I had
Wow, I
just
like
shown
that one.
those. Yeah, this could
That's a
be from
nice
his
one.
rookie season because these ran
Okay.
up until 1970, I believe.
So is that a rookie card now?
I've been PSA when you go on and you look up their what they have to say about them. They call them cards, but they're more photos. I guess these were display items in the stores. You could see how prominently they are promoting that glove,
Right.
which is funny because in 1960, what is it, 64 or 65, I have the McGregor Clemente. So I
Okay.
don't know if he switched or what, but this had to be around 1970 because 1970, I believe, is when they went to the Yellow Hats.
They were probably just happy to have him posing with the glove, but he probably had his preference of different gloves.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, W, how you doing? Long time since I've seen or talked to you. So James, how's it going on your end?
Good. Finally had a few days off. Like my last 2 weeks, I've been like a whirlwind. With the holidays and all. So I've been taking it easy the last few days. I'm trying to work on my next video so I could post something up, and just trying to get ready for the new year. I was trying to make a list of wish cards for the up and coming year, and I came up with a few, but I'm starting to notice my collection has gotten pretty nice. That there's a lot of names I don't really, I'm looking for, and it's amazing how it's grown in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people are making their New Year's lists. Um, NY Yanks fan 7 wants to know my favorite 70s football card. 71 Bradshaw, 73 Harris, 75 Swan. Yes, yes, yes. But honestly, my favorite 70s football card is the Swan rookie because I was a Lynn Swan fan growing up, and I have several of them. The Lynn Swan rookie card is probably my favorite 70s card. But I have to say the 1976 Greg Pruitt is an awesome card. I love that card.
I really like your Hudson card that you like,
Do you?
but because it's a nice action pose.
Yeah. I mean, just a phenomenal player. You know, he changed the game. He was so far ahead of everybody else. Now, do you have a lot of football cards?
No, I don't. I don't. I have football cards, but not a lot. Like my best card is the LT rookie card, but
Ah,
I've had that since '90, and a screw down, and it graded a 9. All that time, it preserved
nice.
that well. But I got Barry Sanders rookie. I have a few rookies, but it's mainly baseball that I gravitated towards. I think basketball is a little bit more meaty as my secondary sport. Football would be my third. But
Oh,
I do have.
I know you like your boxing cards.
I would say boxing has football beat. So I would say football is fourth.
Yeah.
But not that many, not like you.
Yeah, so I was on that live feed last night, and I had mentioned that at one time, and I think we all go through this kind of mentality. I was trying to focus on something, limit my focus because it didn't have money to just buy everything, right? Now my focus is everything. But at one time, I decided I was just going to focus on baseball, and I had traded all my football cards away for baseball cards. And I think we all go through that mindset sometimes. You know, you can't do everything. I'm mostly and mainly a card guy. I know there are tons of YouTubers and autographs are real popular. They were never as popular for me. There are certain select players that, yeah, I would love to have or do have that I really love having. But it's not. I ended up with a huge autograph collection, but it's not my primary focus. I'd rather. I'm just as happy having a really nice example of a card, whether it's autographed or not. And if it is autographed, it has to be in a way that doesn't take away from the card itself. Like a lot of times, they'll sign it over where their name is, for instance, or cover some key part of the card up, and I don't like that.
Right. I had an opportunity to buy a 1950 Phil Rizzuto card, which I need that card for my MVP run, but it was autographed. And the guy was giving it to me for such a great price, but it was on a ballpoint pen autograph, and right around the P for Phil, it was almost invisible. It got so worn out.
Yeah,
And I told him, I don't care how much you're giving it to me. If it's an auto and it's encapsulated authentic, I could barely make it out. So what's the point? I'd rather just have a regular card at this point. And it's nice to know he signed it, but you can barely see it. It's barely visible. So I passed on it. But it was a shame because it's nice to think he handled that card, signed it,
yeah.
and it's an iconic card of his.
He was a real trip. When you hear him on an interview or something, he was a funny guy.
I used to listen to him all the time through WPIX, all the time. Him and Bill White, always your Huckleberry, talking about where to get the best cannolis and doing the birthday shout outs. And sometimes he'd think it's like a home run and it's a pop fly at the shortstop. It was just hilarious.
Yeah, before the influx of all the Latin players, there were the Italians, man. Berra, DiMaggio, Rizzuto. NY Yanks fan 7, he says it's time to focus on the 30 8 Gaudy Joe DiMaggio. That's a card he has that I really want. I was going to go to Target and buy a bunch of comic books and see if he'd trade for those. I was expecting him to send it for Christmas, but he didn't. So
I almost bought that card, and I passed because at the time I was spending a lot on cards, and I told myself stop. And I passed up on a grade 4. I think it sold for around 2,400, which was less, like maybe almost 2/3 of what it should have went for. And at times I kick myself for letting it go.
well,
And
I'll tell you, 4 years ago, that was probably a little bit of a high price for that card. And right now, that's a absolute steal in a four for that now. Ray from Philly, what's up?
Ray,
Welcome. I got
I wanted to
got
talk to Ray
some of
yesterday, and I didn't get the chance to call him.
and some of my favorite people are joining. I appreciate it. So something else I wanted to show. My goal in life is to have at least one of every vintage baseball card set ever made up until around 1980. If I get close, maybe I'll scale that back. But that's my goal, and I added another one. And this is a tough set. You will not see these too often. If you go on to eBay and search them, you may find one or two. That's about it. They were hand cut cards, 1934 W574, and this is an Earl Averill.
Wow.
Man,
Who
I
did he
love the
play
rare
for?
cards.
Who did he play for?
Oh, are you going to put me on the spot? He played for the Indians.
The Indians. Now I saw some writing there. Romans.
Yeah, I think he played for another team too. It's escaping me. He's one of those better players that a lot of us baseball fans probably should know more about. He's in the Hall
Well,
of Fame, isn't he? I believe he's in the Hall of Fame. Ray will know. Is he in the Hall of Fame, Ray? I believe he is.
well, you just put me onto a card today, a player, and I'm not gonna say who because I know you haven't shared the card yet, but you continuously teach me about the history here and there. As much as I think I know a lot, you kind of shame me in that department.
Well, I'm glad and thank you. The other guy that really I learned from is Hardball Crazy, Derek. And I learned a lot about obscure cards from Sean Tiefert. He's always sending me stuff and introducing me to new sets. And that's what it's about, sharing all that and learning about it. I always say when I was growing up, you couldn't learn about this stuff. Like if I could get my hands on a baseball card magazine or a price guide or something, that's the only only way I could discover them, or through other collectors. And when I was growing up, I was surrounded by some of these collectors, and it always amazes me looking back on it how much they knew about stuff. And I don't know where they learned about it. It was like kicking around at a flea market or talking to some people at a card shop, and that's how you learned a lot about the cards growing up. And some of it was misinformation too. There were some cards I thought were error cards, and it turns out that wasn't the error version. It was a different version. Stuff like that. But Ray did say that Earl was inducted in 1975.
Ray would know.
Yep, and Thomas says Hall of Fame.
So is the Hall of Fame voting coming up soon?
Hold on one second. Jake, you drove from Pittsburgh to Albuquerque? Wow, that's a long drive. Oh, you went home for Christmas. Well, you probably did what I did and moved to the better weather. I'm sorry, James, go ahead.
Now I was wondering if the Hall of Fame voting is coming up soon because Lou Rock was mentioning David Ortiz possibly getting in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I agree with Lou. I don't know how he gets in if Bonds and Clemens aren't. I don't know. I mean, he was caught doing PEDs, right?
Yeah, well, I think it was in the Mitchell report. Not that he was busted like Manny Ramirez was. Manny was caught twice, I believe.
Oh, Derek says voting's on 125.
125, so we
Yeah, he
still have.
follows that stuff so closely. He should be an analyst on TV. And Ray from Philly, when he does a live feed or an interview or whatever, he always sounds like a baseball announcer to me. He sounds like one of those analysts on TV. I think he's missing his calling. He should do that.
Well, he's old school also. You could tell by some of his videos he likes the nostalgia.
Now I got one that Derek's going to appreciate, and I learned this player from you. And this is another set you don't see too often. I actually have the Babe Ruth from this set, and the Tris speaker too. And I think I have the Groover Alexander and the Pie Trainer. But anyway, this is a more obscure player, kind of got overshadowed by some great players for the Tigers, and really good outfielder for them. And it's a 1923 W572. These were also hand cut. But, during the 20s, almost all cards were hand cut, and almost all of them were black and white. But anyway, it's Bob Veach.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, this one, I have a few of these that are a little crudely cut. But, when kids are cutting these out in the 1920s, nobody ever thought they'd be worth anything.
Oh, forget about it.
And then I got another for the 37 O-Pee-Chee set. This is a tough set. And this is Zeke Banura, I think is how you pronounce his name. I always pronounced it Banura. I don't know. But he was a lifetime batting average over 300. But when he was 16 years old, broke the all-time javelin record and beat it by like 20 yards before he was a baseball player.
I think I have readily available his Heads Up, which you probably have. I happen to have it right next to me.
Yep. Now, Banura, was he Italian too?
It sounds like it. Banura.
I mean, we had a lot of great Italian baseball players. There was Ty Cobb. There was Babe Rutho. Yeah, a lot of them back
Clemente?
in the day.
He sounds Italian.
He could, a lot of the Latin names could pass, no doubt. No doubt. Averelli.
Nice.
Okay, so I got another card I've been wanting to get for a long, long time. I texted this to you earlier, and that is a Lou Boudreau rookie card. And I don't know why this card's always appealed to me, and it's always been a bit pricey. So I've always couldn't really find a nice copy at a price I was willing to pay. And I have to tell you, if you guys are in the market for cards, Christmas time is one of the best times to get them, because everybody's spending money on Christmas gifts and everything, and they're not on eBay, they're not on these auctions like they would be at other times of the year. I also find that to be true around the national time, and then right after the national, a lot of people have to move inventory, and you can get some really good deals there. A lot of times there are bulk deals. Now, I've never been to the national, which I'm embarrassed of, but one of the positives of that is I stay home and get all kind of good deals. But this is a real nice example of the card. This has horrible registration issues on a lot of them. I mean, near impossible to find a perfectly centered one.
That's a really
all the
nice
Leafs have centering issues.
No, I was shopping
it's
for
pretty
that
sharp.
card. I was looking for that card because that's his MVP year, 48. So I was trying to look for that card, and that particular card appeals to me because it's very beautiful. But so many times I would see them with bad registration, and I'm like, no way, I don't want that one. But the whole set suffers from bad registration.
JP Wisco's in the house. What's up?
So I have a question.
Who's that? Mickey? Who's he saying? Oh, it just scrolled up. Mickey Montelli. Michelangelo Mickey Montelli. I never heard of him. Wait. Oh, I didn't know I could do this. There you go.
He just he commented on my boxing video. He liked the 1900s boxing video.
JP Wisco, a good friend of this community. And
Yeah.
we need to go live and show some Japanese cards.
I
Ray
got a
from Philly
question
just won
now.
a 67 mantle.
Yeah,
I need, I
congrats.
need, I need, I need like an applause thing. Like I should be doing something like Jim Cramer on Fast Money. Have some noises and stuff. It'll be
Um,
like a cross between Pepino Man and Jim Cramer.
so, John, you said you're possibly going to go to the National in Atlantic City. And one of the things that Lou wants to do is he wants to get a caravan going to the Hall of Fame Museum shortly after the visit there. Are we going to do this?
I'm totally down. Totally down. I could use a good road trip. I
Ray,
used to road
Ray,
trip a lot.
Ray from Philly wants to tag along with us.
We'll pick them up on our way.
They're all invited, right? All of you two.
The 55 Bowman Roy Campanella, I got one of those years ago. I was so excited to get it. I just loved that card when I got it. Congratulations.
Nice. That's a very beautiful card, actually. I prefer that one over his 55.
Oh, he was talking about Mickey Mantle. That went right over my head. Okay, who else we have on here? Adam's Card Closet, welcome. Have we been to the Baseball Hall of Fame? We haven't, and that's what we're talking about, making a trip. You haven't been there either, right?
No.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to go. I know if I go, I'm going to be there from morning to night, closing up the shop, because I'll be staring at everything for 5 minutes.
You got that for $10? No way. Oh, somebody asked me if I had a Tip Top bread. Yes, I have. I have two. The second one's escaping me, but I got Johnny Mize. That was the first one I got. That's a tough set too.
Wow. I have yet to get a
Um,
Johnny Mize card.
you don't have a Johnny Mize?
No, I just got my first Malot, but Johnny Mize is up there.
So I had 52 growing up. I only had like two 1950. Oh, no, I had more than that. I had a few. I had just a few 1952 Topps, but Johnny Mize was one of them. But when I was in Vegas, I went to the Pawn Stars pawn shop, and I wanted to get a card from there. I didn't care what I just wanted some sort of a decent card from there, just to say that I got it from there. And they didn't. They just had a few cards. They were all junk, beat up, and they had one decent card, and it was a 52 Johnny Mize autographed card.
Oh, wow.
And I negotiated for it. I didn't even care. I was going to pay whatever. Before I lost it at the tables, I went there and I bought that card. So it was a good story.
He's on
And
my
every
list.
time I see that, I think of my trip out there, which was a very nice trip with a dear friend of mine and my dad and his friend. So
He's on my list along with Hack Wilson. I want to get him this year. I don't have a Hack Wilson. Not that he doesn't have too many, but for the RBI, most RBIs ever, 181, I need to get him.
191. He actually was credited with 190 originally. They later credited him with an additional RBI. But he has 191. This is
Okay.
an old press photo, but I thought I'd just show it while you're talking about him.
I wanna pick him up because that's such an accomplishment.
His 33 Gaudi has just gone through the roof. That wasn't that expensive of a card a while back. It's just gone through the roof.
Well, I just picked up the Melot in the 33, and they were roughly in the same price range. Those two.
Is that right? The Melot, the 33 Gaudi Melot is one of my favorite all-time baseball cards of all time. I love
Which
that
one?
card.
The green background or the red one?
Oh, I'm sorry. The 41 play ball. 41 play ball.
Of Melot?
I just, for whatever reason, love that card. And it was one of the first 41 play balls I ever picked up years and years and years ago. It's still raw. I never had it graded. It's hanging on my wall over there. It's just a card I like to look at. And then a couple years ago, I picked up the paper version. Those are tough. So during the war, I guess cardboard was scarce, and they did these paper versions, and I think they came on sheets. I believe they sold them in stores in sheets, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. I gotta
But
ask you a question.
yeah,
Yesterday you were on the live stream and I commented, but they never asked the question. Do you own Josh Gibson? Anything?
not a playing day. He only has one card that I'm aware of. Well,
The
he doesn't have any cards from his playing days that I'm aware of. The only one I'm aware of is that 47 Tolstoy's, or how do you pronounce it?
I think it's 50, 51 Tolestas or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And
It's even later. So I don't think he has a single card or anything from his playing days. But that's the one card to get. But I mean, even 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it was selling for 27,000. What's it selling for now?
probably like 50 or 70 for one.
I'll put Derek's telling us there. Ray from
Toleteros.
Philly. We have all these people that are very knowledgeable, and he says 1950, 49 or 50.
49.50. I was
Yeah.
off by there. We were both off.
Yeah, I knew it was around that time. I don't know what year he stopped playing. What it was it in the 30s or early 40s? Because I know he was on the 1933 Crawfords, and this was one of the greatest teams in baseball history. It was the only team that Satchel Paige, Cool Papa Bell, and Josh Gibson were on the same team.
And then he went to the Grays after that.
I think he was with the. I don't know if he was with them before or after that. Okay. I thought it was before that, but I could be wrong. But they didn't. I mean, everybody, Josh Gibson's known to be with the Grays, and Satchel Paige is probably best known for what, Kansas City,
the
Kansas City team,
Kansas City, the Monarchs.
Yeah, the Monarchs. Yeah.
So, who's on your wish list for?
Oh, he played till 46. Okay, so that Cuban issue then is not that far past his playing days, which makes it a little more intriguing.
Yeah. So I know you told I don't remember his name. I just subscribed to him to watch you on the live stream, but he was talking to you about how you were mentioning how you don't chase a lot of these common cards per se, like a 52 or the Bowman or what have you. You like to go after the rare stuff. So is there anything you're really trying to add right now that are on your list, top 3, 4 for the new year?
So I don't really make a list because I don't like to spend a lot of money on cards, and I've become, where my collection is now, an opportunist. So if I see something that's really, I can't pass up, I want to stay free for those deals and those special cards, because I'm sure we've all been there where you have a list, and so you don't see anything, right? There's nothing. You're in a little lull where you're not finding you really want to go out and grab right away, and so you start going after your list items, and you buy that one bigger item, and then as soon as you do that, you see the deal of the century on a card you really want to have, but you just blew your wad, right? And so I like to stay free. And I just picked up an exceptional card I shared with you earlier, and I can't wait to do a video on this, because this is, it is the first gaming card ever issued, a super rare set, and a player who is etched in baseball history. And I cannot wait to do the video on that. I cannot wait to get it. And so that's where I'm at. But Jim Harbaugh on here, he said he started, Josh Gibson started in 30, but man, I have to tell you a story about Jim Harbaugh. So, he was a good quarterback when he was with the Colts, and the Steelers were playing in a playoff game. I can't remember if it was a championship game, but it was definitely a playoff game. And I had to fly somewhere. And so I'm on the flight towards the end of the game, and people from Pittsburgh or Indianapolis will both remember this game. It was a big game. And we're flying up, and somebody has a radio. And so I'm listening to the game. We're flying out of Pittsburgh, and they do a Hail Mary at the end of the game. And Harbaugh throws this thing, and it's bouncing around off of everybody. Well, just at that point where it's bouncing around and they don't know who caught it to win the game or lose the game, we get up high enough and the radio cuts out. And I had to wait hours. I was going overseas. I had to wait hours to find out if the Steelers won that game or not, if that ball was caught. It was like torture.
I could only imagine. That's like I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say something, but I forgot I'm not on Pepino's Pepino's live stream.
Oh, 95 AFC Championship. Somebody just put it up there. Yeah, I have a vivid memory of that. So 39 Cincinnati team issue card. I'm not familiar with that one. I'd like to see it. I wish this could be more interactive and people could post pictures.
We'll get there with technology.
Where's Lou? Did he get my link?
I don't know. He's busy.
He's pulling a Pepino. Pepino treats me like a bad Tinder date.
I want to share some of the cards he got, but I don't know. Do you want to see what he got me? I guess he'll have to watch the video.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? He doesn't need to be on. He knows what he got you.
So he bought me these. He sent me this one, a bite of blue.
Oh, great card. Great card.
Louis Tiant.
That's probably my favorite Louis Tiant card right there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And he pitched in the first World Series I ever remember watching as a kid.
Yeah. I love his mustache. Oliva.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer. And then I bust his chops on this card. So he put, why did they do Reggie like this?
Everybody doesn't. So many people don't like that card. I love that card because they never show Reggie in the field. It's always him hitting a home run or something, or batting or swinging hard.
Well, he's got the accordion neck there, so it's not too flattering to have that neck. But yeah, this was a nice package he sent me, plus the 5 cards with us.
Yep, that's the best one.
His card with Bob. So I wish he was on right now so I could thank him. And,
I had a bunch of shirts made that says "I spotted NY Yanks fan 7." We're gonna have them. I'm gonna distribute them to all the YouTubers, and we can all wear them when we do videos.
It's no longer a secret. It came out from behind the curtain.
Right. So I did get this, a new Hall of Fame, and I collect a lot of the O-Pee-Chee, and I got the 71 O-Pee-Chee. Jim Cobb.
Oh, okay.
It's about time he got in. Also, he was one of the better hitting pitchers. This is why the 71 O-Pee-Chees are so cool.
How much more is that from a Topps? Is it much more?
Americans never really were into O-Pee-Chee cards, right? So at least baseball cards. So you could always get these less. They were always less. I always found them pretty easily. But the thing is they're not as common. So they're much harder to find, especially in great condition. But for whatever reason, nobody wanted those. They seem to be coming up now because people realize how much rarer they are than the regular Topps. So I think I've been noticing kind of an uptick in popularity with them.
Do you have, instead of the 33 Gaudis, the worldwide gums, which are the equivalent to the O-Pee-Chees?
Yeah, I don't have many. I think I know I have at least one. I have the Tony Lazari, another good Italian player. Forgot about him.
I have like 2 of his. Best Yankee second baseman.
Ever?
It would have been Cano if he would have stayed in pinstripes and the PEDs. It could have been Cano, but it's Lazari. Lazari's the best.
Better than Bobby Richardson?
Yeah, Lazari, he was great.
I don't know. I never saw him play.
I mean,
no, I know. I know.
based
I
on the
have his
stats.
48 is it 48 Swell? You familiar with that set?
No, I
There
have the Diamond Stars
yeah.
uh, and Gaudi. Those are the two I have of his.
Wasn't Lazari a shortstop?
But they have him as the all-time best second baseman the Yankees ever had. So that's what I researched. That's what I'm sticking to.
There you go, right from Philly. I loved Willie Randolph. In fact, I gotta pull this. I have something you won't see too often, and actually have it hanging on my wall. So I was a Willie Randolph fan, but I don't know if you guys are aware that Willie Randolph and Craig Reynolds came up with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and when they were in minor leagues, they swapped their positions, and Willie Randolph became a staple at second base for the Yanks, and Craig Reynolds became a staple at shortstop for the Astros. Um, but this was a rare signed photo of Willie Randolph when he was with the Pirates.
Wow.
And of course, his 1976 card, rookie card, is with the Pirates, and that's the only card. That's the only time he's shown with the Pirates. So these are not common. And there was a guy. The story goes, and who knows, but there was a clubhouse guy there. I think it was Tony Bartiromo or something like that. And he had sold off a collection of cards that he got from the players in the clubhouse. And so, anyway, it's a pretty cool piece to have.
I, I
I've
have
never
his
seen another one.
I have his Yankee one.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. The SSPC from 75. They were produced in 75 and distributed in 76. And growing up, I always considered those kind of fake cards. We didn't take them that seriously. Oh, that's great. But
He
now I really appreciate that set. That set was ahead of its time.
he was underrated as a table setter because he did whatever it took to push people over when everyone played small ball. His IQ was really up there, and he sacrificed everything, his average and his stats, just to do the right play. And if you really look into how he played, he was that guy that did everything right and was selfless and didn't care about his stats.
I watched him a lot, and the other guy I was fan of at second, obviously Morgan, but Davy Lopes. I love Davy Lopes.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and also in that SSPC set was Craig Reynolds. They also show him with the Pirates in that set. So pretty interesting set. And they show Harmon Killebrew with the Kansas City Royals, and there's a few cards in there that show the players at the end of their career with a new team that Topps never made a card for. So that makes it interesting too.
Don't they have Reggie in an Orioles uniform?
No, the only Reggie in an Orioles uniform is that card that was never made. It was a prototype 77 Topps, and Keith Olbermann bought like three of them. There's only like 4 or 5 in existence, and he bought them straight from the Topps vault. They auctioned them off. So he had, at least he at one time had like 3 of the 4 or 3 of the 5. But there's the only one I know of that was actually distributed is this team issued postcard.
That's a nice one.
And I learned about this from a baseball card book I had as a kid. And so number of
Beautiful.
years back in like 2014, when I first excuse me, when I first started collecting again, I grabbed this because I had always remembered that I wanted a card of him, and the only card of him in a unit. Now, when I say only card, I mean during his playing days. I always have people come at me and tell me about the scorecards from 1988 or whatever. I mean during his playing days, during the 1976 season.
Yeah, that's pretty up. That's the equivalent of the Killer Brew, like you said, with the Royals. It's pretty cool to see them in a different uni you're not accustomed to.
Now, what is it? Lou Rock is. Can you believe he's blowing us up for having dinner with his family? I mean, doesn't he know cards are the most important thing?
We're gonna have an intervention with him.
I don't know. We never read the chat. I've been reading all the comments or trying to.
He's blowing us up. I can't believe it.
You saw Craig Reynolds pitch a 22 inning game against the Dodgers. What, man, I got to learn more about that.
We were just talking about the mechanical man.
Now, I have to wait. I'm sorry. I have to say he must be talking about like the game went 22 and they threw him in at the end because they ran out of pitchers. I'm sure he doesn't mean that he pitched 22 innings. What do you have there?
We were just talking about the mechanical man.
There he is. Very underrated player.
But that has to be one of the best signatures in baseball. It's so beautiful.
James, I have to tell you, I'm jealous of that one. That's
Are
beautiful.
You?
I mean, in a good way.
I don't think there's many things you're jealous of in my collection.
So the old Italians used to say, like, I have to say, God bless you. Because they believe that if you don't say God bless you after a compliment, you're really jealous and you're going to get the maloik. And so my mom, if she gives you a compliment, she always say, God bless you. You know, your kid's so beautiful. God bless him or whatever.
I say it too. It's like, you know, I'm not hating, you know, God bless you. You got one that I wish I had. God bless you.
God bless you.
Nothing wrong with that.
You're right. Geringer never smiles. Oh, I got this too. Who is familiar? This guy he was kind of ahead of his time. He was known as the Mad Bomber. Who knows who the Mad Bomber is? I'll wait for some comments before I show it.
I don't have any chats up. How many people are in the chat room?
I don't know, but I have to find out from Lou how you read wine. Is that the label you're reading?
He's already drunk.
Right.
He's down to the whole bottle probably by this time, if that's how he's talking.
Ray from Philly got it. Daryl LaMonica. Man, if you watch film on him throwing those long bombs, he was a really good quarterback. Daryl LaMonica. He does not get enough hobby love. There's so many great players that don't get enough hobby love.
Well, anything vintage doesn't get hobby love.
I got this. My daughter's boyfriend got me this Ohtani coin for Christmas.
That's beautiful.
He knows I'm an Ohtani fan. Who makes this? Oh, this is a Highland Mint. I didn't even realize that.
Do you have a
I'll
nice
collect anything with Ohtani.
Do you have a nice rookie card of his or like an auto or something like that?
Well, I loaded up on him before anybody, I think, because they weren't selling for very much when I got them. And I got a lot.
You went mute. You're mute. A little technical difficulties here. Oh, looks like I'm over here by myself now. Waiting for John to join us again, having some technical difficulties.
Hey, sorry, I got a call and it totally tripped my phone up.
It happens. Who was it?
There he is. And I probably should take that because it was somebody from work, and it would be highly unusual they were calling me tonight. So there must be a reason.
What's up, brother?
I was showing the care package that you sent me.
Oh, he did. Did you like the 73 Reggie? John.
Yeah,
I
and
know.
I already did the note.
You know I love
And I'm
that card.
upset you didn't sign it. You should have signed it.
Hey, when we go to, just like on the interview yesterday, apparently we're gonna do a YouTube caravan to Cooperstown. I already told the wife I got the green light. So Atlantic City for a couple of days. I don't know if I could do 4 or 5 days in Atlantic City, but enjoy the National for 2-3 days and then drive up to Cooperstown. That's what I would like to do.
I'll tell you
Definitely.
what, you plan it out, and I'll bring the nunchucks. Somebody made these for me for Christmas. They're homemade. That was the table, not my skull. I'm okay.
I was trying to, Rachel, my wife, for those who don't know, gets along really well with John's wife. So they were planning, we were going to drive up to your neighborhood. I'll leave her there, and then from your neck of the woods, we'll drive up to Atlantic City. Unless you want to fly from where you're at, then we could do that as well. But
you talking to me or James?
I'm talking to you, James. I don't even know. He's still. He's lukewarm on the whole idea.
I'm driving.
I'm going.
I haven't flown since COVID. That's why I come to Tampa all the time. It's a short trip.
Oh, I thought you came to Tampa for me.
Well, I did, but I mean, if it was California, I wouldn't have come. I'm sorry. That's a 3-day drive for me.
We do have great restaurants. I mean, I can't.
I love Tampa. Absolutely love it. Yeah.
Columbia, which we got to hit again. That was the first time we met, and we haven't done Burns.
We haven't done Burns. I couldn't get a reservation last time.
I told you when you said, "Oh yeah, we got reservations," you were a week out. I'm like, bro, you ain't getting reservations.
I mean, I used to go down there all the time, and I never had issues. I get right in. So
you lost your juice. You haven't been here in a long time, homie.
I don't have any power anymore. I'm old. I'm not in the scene anymore. So it doesn't matter when I call. Nobody cares.
The wife
like John who?
I got this new LED light. I feel like the wife hooked me up for Christmas.
Well, I thought you looked extra handsome today. So now that explains it.
Yeah, but you're missing the white glove. You forgot to bring home the white glove.
There she is. Yeah, man, I'm a little offended you didn't take my autographed glove home. Come on, man.
I'll pick it up. I didn't know if it was for me for real, if it was just part of the shtick.
Get Lou and James to use nunchucks on live stream. That'd be funny.
So what were you guys talking about? You guys went over your what Santa brought you? Your cards? I know you said you wanted to show some cards. What I missed?
Yeah, I already pretty much showed them, but I did get another. I got something special here. I got something special, totally unexpected. And actually, James helped hook it up because somebody asked for my number, and he gave it.
Oh, yes.
He asked me if it was okay, and so this is from Mike Polina, and I don't think he has a YouTube channel.
Shout out, big ups to Polina.
Yeah, I mean, what an extra special gift. So I wanted to show it as a Pirate fan. So there was a outfielder manager for the Pirates, and of course he was on the 1909, that great World Series team. And James, what was he, like 24 when he became a player manager?
Player manager at like 24. Who at 24 is managing a whole team? And did the veterans respect him? That was the question.
Yeah, and I mean, just a Hall of Famer, good ball player, good manager. Anyway, after baseball, I guess he had a farm, and I got a hold of documents. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Mike sent me these documents from like his income and expenses, and they're financial documents from his farm. And this is it opens up, and it has all the money and everything, and then he has like an itemized list, and he called it Little Pirate Ranch. That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. That's cool.
And this is an itemized like expenses and income, but then this is a financial document. What do you make here? He took a loss of $3,251.06.
Wow.
Which is probably a lot of money back then. And it's signed. His signature's up here.
That's sick.
And man, this stuff smells old. I mean, it
smells like cardboard. I love that.
But there's
like a paper mildew or what?
It smells like an attic, like an old wet attic.
Moth.
And you know if you've ever smelled old documents, I mean that's what it smells like. But there's a bit of provenance with this, and I'm not going to go on to it here once I read a little more on it. But there's a whole story behind this, and it came from the Ponca City Development Authority, somebody that works there, so they're like a history buff. But really cool piece, totally unexpected. I wasn't expecting to get something like this. Fits nicely into my collection. Then I also got a nice. Oh, go ahead.
Especially a Pittsburgh great, like that must speak so much for you.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just love the history. This is so cool. So I guess somebody had inherited all his old documents, including his old canceled checks, and I guess they sold the old canceled checks at auction, and they had several other pieces that they sold off here and there, and so these are some of them.
That's nice. I'll never forget Fred Clark because he shares my birthday of October 3rd. So he's my birthday twin.
And who's the other one? I remember that video, but I forget who the other one is.
Dave Winfield and Dennis Eckersley.
You said October 3rd? Yeah. That's my work anniversary. That's easy to remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dennis Eckersley, those are three big names. Dennis Eckersley, Dave Winfield, and Fred Clark.
Yeah. Ray was on the live stream yesterday. I don't know if John realized it or rewatched the interview from last night, but Ray was on there the duration while me and James were pretty much chit-chatting the whole time.
Yeah, I couldn't see any comments. So if he mentioned somebody, that's the only way I knew if they were on or not.
But Ray, you say Hall of Fame, Ray is there. So
Ray is the Hall of Fame guru right there. And we were talking about Reggie Jackson, and I failed to show the new Project 70 card I got.
Oh, you picked up a Project 70?
Oh, that's
a nice one. I love that follow through. Look at that. Look at that finish.
Yeah, and then I got an Ohtani. Showtime, baby.
See, I don't know. See, because I haven't gotten all the Project 2020s. I didn't know if I want to jump into Project 70s, but there's some nice Clementas in the Project 70 that I like more than the Project 2020s.
Yeah, I didn't buy them initially because I was like, these are like novelty and this and that. And I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole of chasing these things for $20 a pop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I just stayed away from them initially. And then I saw some that I just thought were so cool looking. They are truly little pieces of art by artists.
Yeah.
And so what I do, I buy the ones that I like. Not necessarily the players, but the cards that I like. If I like the look of it, I'll pick them up here and there.
Yeah, my wife actually got me my first couple as a surprise, and I didn't go crazy. I wasn't like watching Topps website, like, oh, I need to get the next one so I won't miss out, like the Ermsey Trout, and come and pay like 10x for it. Like the other day, I got a couple gift cards. James knows I hustle for my gift cards, but I got some gift cards for Christmas and donating blood. So I was on eBay and I actually ran across a Topps 2020 Clemente I didn't have. And I got it for $8.50 free shipping.
Oh wow!
So that's how I'm going to just come across. I'm not going to go. It'll be something fun to chase. If I see it at a show, if I could bundle it, I'll do that. But I'm not going to be like, I need to have the complete 2020 right here, right now. Because some of those are still pricey, but they're all coming down. They weren't what they were even 6 months ago. They're all coming down.
So Ray from Philly wants to know what we think of Ohtani. He says he loves him.
He's great. I think he should be paid double.
Yeah.
He's been my favorite player in baseball since I first watched him, to be honest.
I really do appreciate to see a player of his caliber, I guess, on both sides in my lifetime. So that's why I attribute to Showtime. So, but I can't see him doing this the duration of his career. I think he's an elite hitter, and I think he's a very, very good pitcher. So I think he has to have like a, on the pitching side, like almost like a John Smoltz type of career, where he goes to like the bullpen, where he's primarily a hitter and maybe comes in for an inning or two at the end of a game instead of starting, because I would hate to see him tear up his elbow again or something of that effect.
Man, I want to see him do both.
Oh, so do I, man. But it was nice. I love Vladdy. Vladdy Jr. is one of my dudes, but just to witness that, even if it was for the Angels, what a waste. But it was just a pleasure to see that, because I just love baseball. To see that was Ruthian. I only read about that. That was mythic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The one thing is he's 27, right? He's 27 years old.
I believe so.
Yeah, that window of him doing what he did last year is probably another year or two before he starts showing his decline, possibly. So,
what do you think decline? 27 is the prime. That's the beginning of his prime.
His decline. What's he been in the league 3 years? 1 year was hurt.
Yeah, 27 is when you're entering your prime. It's 27 to like 31, 32 is your peak years.
I mean, they've been using him right. If you're going to be a pitcher and a batter, they've been using him right. I mean, they haven't. I don't feel like they've been overworking him.
No.
In 1968, they would be laughing at us talking about overworking him. Think about what Gibson did.
Nolan still laughs at. Nolan even cracks on his own pitchers. That's why
I think to this day, Bob Gibson has pitched more complete games than the rest of the team than the rest of the St. Louis Cardinal pitchers since combined. Think about that.
Well, don't get me started on the opener, because I think that's the silliest thing they ever came up with analytics.
Okay, in the defense of the Rays, they had to think outside the box, because the owner is cheap as hell, and you gotta do something outside the box, because they didn't have the starters, they don't have the deep pockets like some of the other people in their division. Just think of the AL East. They're bottom rung when it comes to money. So they had to do something, because they win 90 games every year. So I mean, there's a thing to the way they do things down there or down here.
Yeah.
I just don't agree with it, because I enjoy the history and the stats, and when I could look at a lot of the pitchers throughout time and appreciate them, I feel like moving forward, we're no longer going to have any of these pitchers touching almost 300 wins or compiling this or getting complete games, shutouts, like 5 innings.
If you think that way, what do you think about the shift?
Well, I'm just.
That was a very Rays thing. Like, they came up with the shift. The Rays were the first ones to really come out and do that. With every batter was a different defensive alignment. They're the ones.
Yeah, but the hitters need to be smarter and hit it the other way instead of this launch angle stuff. But
and the
pitchers don't have an option. If the coach tells you you're going in the second inning and we're yanking you in the 5th, what can you do as a pitcher? Kick and scream? Like,
I totally agree. I'm okay with the shift. That's why I'm okay with like the nuances. I mean, everything has to evolve, right? That's why I love one of the few rules that a lot of people don't realize. I hated the specialists. I hated a guy who was 6'10", lefty, coming for one guy and then out. I love that. If you bring someone in for the bullpen, they got to see 3 guys. They have to see 3. You're a baseball player. Get in there and pitch. Don't get in there, get your 1 out and then ride the pine. I didn't like that. So, I mean, it's part of the game now. It is what it is.
So I see in the chat, Dave Blue Jacket 66. I think he's a big fan of CSG grading. Is that what I'm seeing?
New York's fan, not Blue. Do you say Blue Jacket?
Yeah.
Not New York's fan.
No, I don't think he's a fan.
I don't think he's a
That company's starting to come up though. CSG, a lot of people are starting to give them some respect.
Well, they already have respect.
Talking.
I only
about
I only
Walter
judge
Johnson
cards
right now.
based on what slab it's in. That's it. I mean, so um, I don't know. If everybody else starts buying them, then I'll buy them too. Especially if they're the most expensive, and that's the company you have to. You're going to get the most price for your cards. Then that's what I'm going to do.
The HGA,
Especially if I have to wait a year, and I mean, even if they get cut, grading trimmed cards, I don't care. If that's the grading card,
honestly, you guys
I'm
know
just kidding
me.
around.
I'm like ODB. Maybe I like it raw. However, I am kind of happy that the number 2. I'm surprised by BGS because I do like BGS, but SGC has solidified themselves as the number 2. In my opinion, they're always number 2 because of their history and their reputation. But they've really solidified themselves, and these new guys coming into the hobby are like, man, this new company SGC, they're really solid when it comes to their slabs. I'm like, come on, man.
So when I started collecting again in like 2001ish, they were had just come out with grading. It was a recent thing, and really wasn't into it initially. But the first cards, I decided to take some of my better, cleaner cards and send them in for some grading, and I chose SGC. At the time, I just didn't like the PSA holders. I thought the SGC just looked so good for my vintage cards. So that's the one that I had selected just because I thought it looked real museumy with the black background, and that's kind of what I liked. But I have to admit that the PSA holders have really grown on me over the years, and I do like the look of them now.
Yeah. SGC changing their label really took them up another level. I think for the common guy, the layman who doesn't know SGC. But yeah, I love how, I don't know why PSA hasn't done it yet, but it seems like no matter what you send to SGC, maybe because they specialize in pre-war or more the vintage type, their slabs actually fit whatever lid you send, wherever
right
e-card, wherever tobacco card.
That's another reason I've always loved them.
I love it.
Whatever.
PSA, they still, I hate it. I used to get a PSA slab and the card would be flopping and flipping inside.
That drove me crazy. Sometimes I would crack them open and just keep them raw. I know what the grade is. I know they're authentic. Yeah. I don't care. I had a 54 Ted Williams, the number 1 card in the set, and it was it was cracked. The holder cracked, and I'm not paying them and waiting and paying shipping and insurance to send it back just to get a holder. I'm like, I just refuse to do that, so I just cracked it out. I don't care.
Yeah, you know what you got.
Yeah.
All I want in grading is authentication and being remotely close grading. The rest is just noise.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are with you, Paul, on that. I think a lot of people agree with that. Sometimes you just want a grading company just to grade it authentic, unaltered, and not assign a grade, just to have it slabbed and labeled and protected. I'd be for that. I mean, I judge the cards based on looks. Sometimes it's a lower grade one that I prefer, and choose it that way. I would welcome that myself, but nowadays where you could get 30,000 more from a 8.5 to a 9, that it's not going to fly with all the people trying to make money at it.
Hey John, you see Ray's question? It'd be a nice little question right there. What do you guys think? Quick, who's the number 1? Is Mike even the best player on his team?
You know what?
Yes.
You guys are killing me when you're talking about 27-year-olds and 30-year-olds being past their prime. Come on.
No. Is Mike Trout still the best player in the game?
Mike Trout is the man. You can't tell me anything. Mike Trout is a god to me. I love Mike Trout.
He has I don't believe he's on the decline. Hey, look at Willie Stargell, how old and fat he got, and he was actually better that way.
No one's saying he's not
you
good.
Learn a lot as a hitter in your older
the question at the end of your career. Is he the best player right now? Is he number 1? That's my question. Do you think he's the best player in baseball right now?
It's hard to say for me because he was hurt. I personally think Otani is, and you
Okay.
could make a case for Vlad.
Yeah. Well, I love Vlad, but my guy is Juan Soto. I think he's the best hitter in the game right now. The guy, every at bat, he competes. He's got that swag, and the guy's good. He's decent in the field. So I think overall, I think he's the best.
Well, if you ask John Mangini, he thinks Tatis is the best fielder in baseball.
Oh, he's reading.
I was just reading Dave's comments, and he's absolutely right there. There's absolutely no doubt. And for a man who has half his collection in a bank deposit box, absolutely. I mean, when you have the high end cards, and when we talk about grading, and we discuss this and buy, based on looks, all things are not equal. I mean, when you're buying a card that PSA is only graded 2 of, you can't be that picky. So, if you have a Honda T206 Wagner in that card and it looks good, so be it, right? You can't compare all things being equal, and that goes for buying the lower grade maybe instead of the higher grade if it's not an investment quality of a card, right? Like a Hank Aaron rookie card or whatever. Like obviously you want that graded for resale value, and if you're leaving it to your heirs, you don't want them to have to deal with that kind of stuff, and it's all nice and neat, and they can sell it anywhere.
No, but the authentication is a major point why I like to grade mine, because I like to buy them raw so I could get it for almost half the price. But if I'm spending $300 on a raw card, I don't want to feel duped either. So I'm quick to rush it off, grade it, make sure it's not trimmed, and then I'm happy. I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't care about the grade. I like the card enough to buy it. So the grade is secondary. I just want it authenticated. And I want to know it hasn't been doctored, trimmed, whatever. So for me, that's how I look at it. The grade is just really a formality.
I'm getting my nunchucks ready for Rick because he keeps busting my chops about that T207
Rick
set.
Can't let that go. He can't let the T207 go, bro.
Come on, man.
Hey, different strokes, baby.
Is that it right there?
Different strokes.
Yep. Hey, how many other cards do you know came in little cigars?
Hey, don't let Rick go on a rant. 1 of 3 good seasons be the best in the game. Maybe the best for those years, but overall, a big no. Maybe my thought on it.
Well, I'm not talking Hall of Fame and the best over his career. We're talking possibly the best in the game today. And so, yeah. I mean, Mike Trout has definitely 100% had the way better career than anybody playing right now, in my opinion.
I think Shohei's the better player on the Angels. He's probably the best player in the American League.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't stumble next year. Mike Trout. Anybody that, if you're going to tell me that Mike Trout's the best player in baseball, I'm not going to argue with you. Yeah. I always thought he was the best player in baseball. It's just, baseball fans have short memories. He hasn't been playing, and Otani has, and he tore it up this year. So, yeah.
Well, Otani's done something no one's ever done since arguably Ruth.
Yeah, right.
I'm just happy to witness it.
Me too. I mean,
I'm happy to
it was so exciting to me when he came up. Just the thought of that, and then when he ended up being a good pitcher and a good hitter, I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" The second coming of Babe Ruth.
I'm just a fan.
That's exciting.
I'm just a fan just because of what he did. As a baseball fan, you should appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I know Mike, baseball collector. He wants to talk Cowboys tonight, but I mean, come on, Otani, man.
Where are you with Wander Franco?
Oh, to start off his career, unbelievable. I mean, I've known about him for a little bit because of, I think everyone has, but being in Tampa, they follow him closely and they compare him to all kinds of players. But I think hitting wise, at every level he's been at, he'll hit 300 with a number 2 pencil. The kid just, he came up in the big leagues. His first game, I think he hit a home run. And then he had a little slump, I think for like a week, maybe 10 games. And people were jumping off the bridges. I'm like, this kid is like 20 years old. Let him acclimate to big league pitching, and you see the results. I mean, on base percentage is through the roof. He's not afraid to watch out, baby. He's not afraid to take a pitch, which a lot of the young cats, they all think about launch angle. They got to hit it over the wall. He's all about contact, line drive, and getting on base. And I love that.
Yeah, I'll answer it this way. For about the last 6 months or so, when people ask me what players to invest in, and I hate to use that word, but my answer is Wander Franco. I think he's a real deal, and Kyler Murray. That's what I answer as far as cards that are undervalued that could really do something special. And Kyler Murray, he was lighting it up. I know he got hurt, but he was lighting it up this year.
What about basketball? Who do you like in basketball?
I don't really follow it that much anymore to make an intelligent answer to you, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
thought why no?
I thought Zion was going to be something special just because I've never seen a guy his size who could shoot from the outside like that. Who could shoot 3-pointers. But I know he has, he'll have to struggle with his weight probably his entire career. And bad knees. I don't know if he'll have longevity.
Right. I love LaMelo. LaMelo, for whatever reason, I like him a lot.
I thought his brother was one of the most overhyped basketball players ever to come to the NBA.
With that,
I just thought he was ridiculously overhyped.
Yeah. I don't know why he went that high.
LaMelo has a nice little flashiness to him. He's very young. He has the range. And I think he's still learning how to play. So I think in like another 2 more years, he might be one of the stars in the NBA. But that's just me.
Yeah, I know there are a lot of people big on him. I haven't really watched him play, so I can't say. Now, Luka's probably the real deal, but I wouldn't, it's way too early to compare, to say he's, I don't know, people will compare him to Bird a lot. Man, Bird was one of the best basketball players I ever watched. He has a long way to go to be better than him.
Yeah, but Bird played great defense. Luka doesn't play defense like Bird did.
Bird played great everything. His passes were insane. His shots were insane. I mean, I remember I watched him his entire college career because my father was a big fan of his and loved to watch college basketball. Man, he was just insane. And I remember when they went up in the national championships against Magic Johnson. At that point, I was young. I never knew who Magic Johnson was until that game. And having watched Bird and that team all season, I was shocked when they lost to them.
Yeah. But you're saying defense. I'm like, look at the generation that Luka is playing in. That's not really a prerequisite anymore. I mean, the early 90s, late 80s, that was, we had the Bad Boys, the Knicks with Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley. Their defense was pretty much bullying you and beating you up. Nowadays, you can't play defense like that. That's why, people are dropping 110 and still losing. You drop 110 back in the day, you're winning by 15, 20 points. Now
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So you can't say you can't put that against him because it's not required of him. If he was playing in a different era, I'm sure his defense would be up to par. But nowadays, it's like, and the thing is with Luka now, like I'm a Knicks fan, so it pains me to watch basketball. But when I watch the Mavericks or whatever, they really put a lot more on Luka. So Luka is getting, the first 3 quarters, he's on fire. He's dropping dimes. He's doing threes. He's running the offense. But in the fourth quarter, he's done. He's spent because the team has put so much on him. The unicorn, Porzingis is always hurt, banged up. So, I mean, they need to do something because they put the whole season on him. The whole team's on his back, and it's showing, even though he's still playing well.
Right. Well, I think he's really good, but when you compare him to Bird, that's the only reason why I said his defense isn't on Bird's level. So I still put Bird over him.
Nah, they don't compare him to Bird because he's white. Oh, I said
it. That's probably true. Some resemblance that way. That's probably true.
I mean, Bird.
Although they have somewhat of a similar play style.
Bird played a totally different position. the only similarities I see is the outside shot. You know what I'm saying? They're great jump shooters. But aside from that, their games are totally different. Totally different. White and they shoot from the outside. That's it. That's all I see. That's why I laugh when my buddies tell me the same thing. Oh, he reminds me of
But
Bird.
there weren't a lot of players their size, in all fairness, that have that outside shot like that.
Bird was just unbelievable.
I mean, Bird shoots like Steph Curry.
Yeah.
But he was big, you know, and Luka's the same way. He's a big guy.
And Bird was grimy. A lot of people don't realize how grimy he was. He talked trash like Reggie Miller because he could back it up.
But his passing was insane. I mean, watch the highlights of his passes. That's one thing that I don't think a lot of people, ever talk about.
No, he did everything. And if the etiquette back then, 3-pointers were a big deal, it was frowned upon because it was a low percentage shot to shoot threes at a large rate. But I think if he would have been given a free reign to just jack up threes, he would have been on some Steph Curry level because he would look for a challenge to stick it to you with threes.
Yeah, it was all about percentage. And then Steph, it's almost like launch angle for MLB. In the NBA, if you chuck enough, if you could get to that 45% on 3-point range, it's better than shooting 50% from 2. You know what I'm saying? If you chuck up 24 threes and hit 13 of them, you're ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what's this question here?
Let's go back to baseball.
The Norwegian, he's asking about Machado. What do we think about Machado, Arenado, and Kershaw?
I've always been a Machado fan, like it or not. I like the swag. I like the big-eared, hey, you guys guy. I always liked him. And that's why I've gotten his cards super cheap. Gotten them in the value boxes. Gotten them for pennies on the dollar because people don't like them. But, I mean, the guy, at the end of the day, at the end of his career, was he 27, 28? He's on the path that he's on. He's going to hit over 400 home runs. He's at the hot corner, defensively one of the best in the game. And the guy can hit. I mean, his numbers are going to be stupid.
I went back in 2016. I had to go to Baltimore to work, so I took an extended hotel there, and I stayed there a lot. And we had work functions at the Oriole games, so I got to watch him a lot. And man, I just thought he was fantastic. One of the best players in the league. When I watched him, I always thought he was one of the best. I know the knock on him is he doesn't hustle or whatever, but I mean, he could field, he could hit. I think he was better back then, though. He was kind of tearing it up, him and Adam Jones.
He kind of had to be. He was the man. Now on the Padres, he doesn't have to be. But when Tatis was down or he's been hurt, Machado has stepped his game up to be that. And he's almost like a big brother now. Like, remember when they had that spat? Tatis, he struck out. He was.
Yep.
Machado was the only one because he knows he could be on that level. He even gave props to Tatis. He's like, look, you're the best player in the game. But Tatis respects Machado enough where he knows Machado isn't just some scrub. Machado is a superstar. During the COVID year, he was second in MVP. The guy could play.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think what he's alluding to here is Kershaw is definitely a Hall of Famer. Arenado is on his way to the Hall of Fame. Is Machado a Hall of Famer? I think he's the only one that's suspect. Do you think he's a Hall of Famer?
Well, I mean, it's all about total stats and how long they play. So we'll see. I think if he stays on this pace, he is.
But Arenado and Kershaw definitely on the path.
Now here's can you see that date?
I don't have a binder either.
So
Where'd you get that from?
Pepino, and for people that don't know, he worked at Dodger Stadium. So this is the dirt from Kershaw's no-hitter.
Nice.
From the mound.
Nice.
Bob was interrupting me. What's Magnus saying, that he doesn't think Machado's on Arenado's and Kershaw's level?
No, I think what he's referring to is, are they Hall of Famers? We know Kershaw.
Oh, Kershaw's
and
locked
Arenado
in.
On that path. Is Machado maybe on that path? Or
I already stated he is. I think if something catastrophic happens, then, but I don't see how he doesn't get in, especially at that position. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Somebody wants us to keep it going for another 2 hours to help them get through work.
Yes,
Man,
bro.
you must be bored at work if you want to listen to us for 2 hours.
Hey, did you see that link I sent you guys? Just so Ray's probably got a lot to add to this conversation. Let's talk Hall of Fame. So you see the projections so far. Have you seen that? And the recent projections about, I want to say almost 20% of the votes are in that are made public. David Ortiz is, as of right now, in the Hall of Fame. Bonds and Clemens are around the 75 mark. Kurt Schilling is around 70%. And there's one more. Oh, Scott Rowland is right now borderline 74, 75%. To me, these guys are crazy because if they let David Ortiz in, then the floodgates are going to open, because I don't think these young voters realize that David Ortiz popped hot on a test. I don't think they know that. I don't know how they don't know it. But right now he's 85%. It's not even close. He's going to be first ballot Hall of Famer today. So I don't know. I like the chaos. I hope it does happen, but it'd be a travesty that Bonds waited 10 years and you got David Ortiz first time out the gate in the Hall.
You never understood the term overrated. Where are the ratings? That's funny.
You had a question there I saw that I liked. If you started a team, who would you start it with?
Yeah.
All right, fantasy draft. James, you got the first pick. John, you got the second pick. I got the third pick. Go. Who you taking? And you can take
Juan
age into account.
Soto. I'm taking Juan Soto.
Oh, you son of a... because you heard my answer.
I like Juan Soto too. You just started talking about him. But he's super young. He does everything well except steal base. But
you don't need him stealing base. He's your number 3 hitter.
And he's got the moxie to lead the team. Like, that's the type of team. That's the type of player you want to build your team around, face of the franchise. And you know you're going to get like 8 prime years out of him moving forward right now.
Great pick, James. Number 2, Tatis?
No? You mean for his throwing arm?
Who you got?
I'm going Mike Trout.
Okay, Mike Trout. You know, he's a little bit older.
But right now?
Am I building a team for the next 30 years, or am I building a team to win this year?
This is your squad. You're a billionaire.
I'm taking Mike Trout.
Okay, Mike Trout. Okay.
How many picks we get?
Okay, we can do this for 3 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do this for 3 rounds. We'll do a snake draft. We'll do a snake draft. So, third pick, I'm going with Vladdy. I love Vladdy. I love the swag. He's got the name recognition. He's got the legacy. I think he knows how. He grew up in the game, so he knows how ball players should be and how they act. What's up?
All right, James. Second round pick.
No, he's second
round. My pick. So back-to-back picks. Vladdy is coming back. Hold up. I'm gonna go with probably Walker Buehler, a young stud pitcher. I mean, there's better pitchers now, but they're a little older. You know, the Max Scherzers, the Verlanders, the Groms. I would love to have those guys, but they probably have a couple more years. I'm building the foundation. I'm going with Vladdy and Walker Buehler.
Vladdy, Walker Buehler.
All right, John, you're next. What do you got, baby?
I'm gonna take if it's my team, I'm gonna take Tatis and I'm gonna switch him to second base.
Okay.
So you got Trout and Tatis. Okay, that's not bad.
Who's your next one? Your snake.
My third one is Corey Seager. Corey Seager, the best shortstop in the league. I'm gonna secure that middle right there. With him and Tatis, got the best infielder going.
That's pretty good. But you have the next pick, James.
Oh, no, wait. It was supposed to be me, and then I snake around, right?
I don't think you're taking Corey Seager, bro.
All right. I'm gonna take Wander Franco.
Oh,
That guy's super young,
yeah,
and him and Juan Soto, come on. That's going to be a crazy 1-2 punch right there.
insane.
And then I guess I got to take a picture. So why not take Shohei, who can also hit? And I got a 1-2-3 right there.
That's who I thought John was going to take. That's not too bad. I was going to end mine, because my man took Corey Seager, so I was going to have the last pick. I have Vladdy, I got Walker Buehler, and then I'll take Ronnie Acuna for that same swag like Soto.
Okay,
Great defense.
let's go another round.
We got to do this more organized, but this is fun. I like it. So what, you want me to pick the fourth guy? Because I got Vladdy,
do a fourth guy.
Do one more round.
Acuna. All right. Gotta bring it back and go with golly, now shoot, you guys got me. God, you got somebody?
I have someone I like.
Me too.
I'm looking on my wall. Oh, Big Meat Pete. Give me another slugger. I love
Big
Pete
Meat
Alonso.
Pete.
I like him too.
I love Pete.
He's good. My next. Wait, who goes next? It's John. Go ahead.
Well, I got 4 guys. You already got 4 guys, bro.
No, I got 3 guys.
Who are you guys?
Juan Soto, Wander Franco, Shohei.
Oh, that's true. And you got
Brown goes next.
Go.
It's my pick.
Yeah.
I'm taking the best first baseman in the game.
That could be anybody. Bro.
You don't know who that is?
Freddie
Freeman, baby. Freddie Freeman.
Okay. I like Freddie.
Okay.
You like the loaded because Freddie came in the league with Trout, like 2010 time. So
that's all right. He's got plenty of ball left in him.
No, I think your team is gonna come out the gate hot, but then in 2 years when they falter, my team.
Are you kidding me? I got some young guys there.
I'm going with one.
The only reason I took Tatis was to convert him to a second baseman where he belongs with his throwing arm and set him up for success rather than setting him up for failure.
You just want to fix them, bro.
All right, I'm gonna pick one that I think none of you would probably care for, but I like the way he plays. Luis Robert.
Well, Luis Robert,
he's good.
He's solid.
Oh my God! All these,
and he's really young. He's
I was leaning towards catcher because it's such a premium position. I was thinking someone like Will Smith, but I just like P. Alonso better. This is my team.
Let's have everybody in the chat vote on who has the best team of the 3.
Oh.
Who drafted the best team?
John is the most competitive guy.
No, it's not that. I just want some interaction, We have all these comments. I think it'd be fun.
Bro, it's obvious. Team Lou Rock.
It's obvious that I have the best team. I got Mike Trout, Tatis playing a position he should be playing, and the best shortstop in the league, and Corey Seager, and I got the best first baseman in the league. Come on.
My outfield is nuts. First and foremost, Luis Robert and Juan Soto.
He says I have Tatis, so no fielding will be happening, so I lose.
Huh?
We'll just keep hitting it at second base.
Okay, I'm done with this.
All right, guys. I think I have to get running. Is there anything you wanted to address here before we sign off?
Yes, I apologize for having dinner with my family.
You should know better.
You know what? James, should we accept his apology? Now, do you apologize for leaving my autographed glove behind?
Well, I didn't know if that was just. I didn't know if that was just because I didn't want to be under assumption of taking things without permission from the room.
He didn't sign my card, so I'm upset about that.
I'll take it.
Yeah, he didn't sign mine either. I mean, I got no relic. I got no auto, no number. It's not a refractor.
I'm glad you guys liked it.
It's not numbered. I thought it would be numbered. He gave me a base.
Lou, before you got on, James and I were talking. We should do one. We should all sign just one of them. Make a 1 of 1. Put a 1 of 1. Only one that's signed by all three.
I'm down with that.
And auction that baby off for $120,000.
No.
So we get
No,
we
you know
take
what?
pictures.
Better yet, we'll take a picture of it and we'll
Nice.
NFT it. Yeah.
There you go.
NFTs. And then give it away during Hobbypalooza.
Yeah, and we need to make a version like James. You have to cut a piece of your hat. We'll put that here. And Lou, you got to put a Yankee shirt, piece of a Yankee shirt. Now I'll put a piece of a Pittsburgh Pirate hat.
No, you got to put a nunchuck in there.
All right, yeah.
Nunchuck.
A video used nunchuck. You got it.
All right, beautiful people. It's been fun.
Hey guys, I want to thank you for humoring me at the last minute and jumping live with me. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I hope everybody that's watching enjoyed it. We had a lot of great comments and interaction. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Wait, who won? Who won the team, the best team?
Well, they said I lost because I don't have any fielding with Tatis. Let's see.
Hey, Ceci.
Nobody else voted.
Like and subscribe.
That I see.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Quest to 1,000.
Like and subscribe to Lou Rock TV. You know, we're trying to get Lou to 1,000 subs. You know, James, blew past that milestone a little while ago, but we still need to get Lou there.
Let's go.
We need to get him up there.
All right, guys.
All right, beautiful people.
Thank you.
See ya. Special effect.